Okay.
So, good morning, nuts and bolts listeners, wherever you are, if it's morning, afternoon, or evening. Thank you so much for joining us on this glorious Friday. And today we have a dear friend again. Sounds like I always only invite friends to my chat today, which is Innocent B. Maluka, who is the founder and CEO of Afritech Computing. And Innocent is a father, a um, goodness, a son. He's an entrepreneur. He is a huge, oh, yeah, he's just so many things. I think he changes the world just alone with his personality, regardless if that's through his cybersecurity, but he's also involved in a lot of volunteering work, actively involved in the church. He is an author. Definitely written one book, or is it two? I'm not quite sure. I'm sure maybe even two, three or so. Sorry. So he's written three books. So I'm not quite sure where Innocent finds the time or if he does even sleep. So I honestly just find you exceptionally inspirational. But today we're talking about a really more serious topic, one that's picked up dramatically in the news and in the media. And I guess a topic we shy away from. We know it's there, it's on the increase, but we always think it won't really happen to me, and it's for some other people. You know what? It's really happening, and it's out there. And we've had multiple news or media readings or postings where we've heard about uh, hackers trying to, hack into systems, and sometimes they've been successful and sometimes not. I mean, I know the European Sound Contest was one of the last ones where they definitely tried to hack the whole voting system, but it was caught on time and wasn't done. So this is definitely out there. And can you just imagine what it can do to your business, regardless how big or small it is? Or what it can sometimes do to your social media or your websites. I mean, you've spent so much time dedicating, putting in right content on your websites and getting them out there. And one morning you wake up and you go, whoa, what's happened? This is not my website. And here you held ransom to get it sorted out. And maybe it will or won't. But I'm not going to speak more about it. I'm not the expert. Innocent is. So, listeners, please share any comments or questions that you have, and Innocent will answer them throughout his presentation or even later. So I'm going to, oh, sorry, I just need to get the slides up. Here they are. So Innocent, I'm going to hand over all to you, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kirsten. I really appreciate the wonderful introduction. Good morning to everyone. My name is Innocent Bimaluka, as Kirsten has said. And it's such an honor and really a privilege to be in this platform talking to you. And I think to begin everything, I'd like for you to just join me down memory lane. Take a moment and think about in the past months, in the past years, think about that one invoice. One invoice that really, really made a huge impact on your business. I need you to remember how good it felt to send that invoice, and remember how, or even better, how it felt to receive the proof of payment to that invoice or receiving that money in the bank account. You know, I know that feeling is so good. And I need you to remember exactly how it impacted your business. But along with all the good feelings, I need you to also imagine how it would have felt if you lost that business. Or even worse, how it would have felt if you sent out that invoice, your client paid, only to realize they paid into the wrong account. And I know it's easy to just say, "Oh, but it's the client's fault." But what if the client actually provides you with an invoice that they received from you, and you just realize that those banking details in that invoice are actually not yours? What I'm talking about here is not taboo at all. It happens so many times, especially to small to medium businesses here in South Africa. And that's why today I want to talk to you about how to effectively protect your business from cyber attacks. Next slide, please. This is just a bit about me. I think Kristen has mentioned quite a lot about me, so we will not dwell much on this. But just to paraphrase, I've been in IT for more than 10 years now. I think in November I'll be doing my 11th year in the IT industry, and I'm certified as a cybersecurity engineer, which is what I currently do, and I love very much. So we can just go to the next slide, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah, you've taught me some words I've never heard about, but we'll get to them.
So in a recently published report by Surfshark, as you would see on your screen, one uh, it's so sad. We used to be number 9, but it seems like we're going up the chart. This is South Africa at number 6. So Surfshark, just to mention, they are basically one of the leading VPN providers. Now South Africa is ranked number 6 in the whole world when it comes to cyber crimes. Number 6, and I always make a joke to say, if the number 6 spot doesn't impress you, think about this: we are number 1 in the African continent. Jokes aside, really, it's nothing to laugh about, because this means we're really vulnerable to the whole world. But why is South Africa so rife with cyber attacks? And I think number 1, we are an easy target. And this is simply because among the 2.4 million small to medium businesses in South Africa, 85% of them think that hackers only target large corporations. And that's not true. The second reason is that many of small businesses, these 2.4 million small to medium businesses, think that they have nothing to protect. And this couldn't be further from the truth. You, as a business owner, have something to protect. In fact, if you've even been in business for 6 months, you already have something to protect. I have a client who sells bulk grocery, and we know there's so many other companies that provide the same service. But what sets them apart is really their processes, how they store the food, how they take care of the food while it's in their hands, makes the food last longer. Things like that. Those are things that sets them apart, and that makes clients buy from them. Now, if you are a business and you have processes, those are things to protect as a business. Number 3, it won't happen to me. And I think that's what Kristen mentioned in the beginning. Look, if you think it's not going to happen to you, ask those who it happened to. They also thought the same. They thought, we are too small. No one is targeting us. Everyone is targeting the big corporations. But it just doesn't happen that way. You and everyone else who connects to the internet, as long as your business connects to the internet, you are vulnerable to these cyber attacks. Now, we all buy insurance because we think something might go wrong. And if it does, then we know that we are protected for the rainy days. Unfortunately, many businesses and many business owners in South Africa think that they will not experience a cyber attack, and therefore they do not invest in protecting their business from these cyber attacks. And guess what? The hackers know this, and that's why even the stats show we are continuously climbing that ranking when it comes to cyber attacks. And this is exactly why we are victims when it comes to cyber attacks. Next slide, please. So, as a business owner myself, I understand the years and dedication that goes into taking care and building your business, but also building relationships with your clients. And therefore, it's critical to understand, I think, really to understand what a single breach could mean for your business. And I just came about these five pointers to just really show you how a breach or an attack in your company can destroy your business. Number one, operational disruption. And I'm going to use examples with companies here. Think about a logistics company. Can you imagine what a logistics company would go through if all their systems went through an encryption, for instance, and no one can access anything? That means they can't track their cars, they can't track their trucks, they can't track their people, they can't track even the parcels. In one single day, there would be thousands and thousands of unsatisfied customers, really, really unhappy customers. And guess what happens to that company? Their reputational damage goes down. And which leads me to number two, reputational damage. Can you imagine if you worked with a law firm who's handling a very sensitive case and they get hacked and all your information and all your secrets are found in social media? That's what happens. That's what hackers do. They just steal information to show it to the public, you know. And that reputation really goes very hard on the company, because no one will ever want to work with a law firm that doesn't seem to take confidentiality into account. Number three, stolen intellectual property. And we see this so much. I mean, we've had people even contact us to ask us if we can hack other people, you know, but we are ethical in our work. You know, we do not hack a company unless we get a written consent from them to hack them. That's called penetration testing, to test if other hackers can actually go into them. So if can you imagine if you are working on a new product that's going to hit the market and it's going to make billions and billions of rands, and that product happens to end up in your competitor's hands, that is going to definitely destroy you, because you've been working on this product for years and years, only for that product to be released by your competitor 2 months before your release date. And that's what we see, especially in our field, where a lot of code is stolen, a lot of apps are released before their rightful owners release them. And that's what you need to protect your business from. Number four, loss of revenue. And I think it just helps to know what your business makes on a single day, and that will give you an idea what would happen to your business if you were to lose your information just for one day. You know, if your business makes 100,000 rands in one day, it means if you can't work for one day, you've lost 100,000 rands. Can you imagine if that stretches to 6 days? Can you imagine what that would mean if it stretches to 10 days, a month? You know, because that's how long some of these attacks last, and it only takes just 10 seconds, you know, to encrypt your whole business. And lastly, which I think it's just the worst of all, close of business. Study shows that 60% of small to medium businesses close within 6 months of a cyber attack.
Yeah.
Think about it, let it sink in. You know, it's so simple. Just a 10-minute, not even 10 minutes, 10 seconds work can literally close your business in less than 6 months. Now, imagine all the livelihoods Imagine all your employees. Imagine everyone who gains from your business being active. Those people will not have the pleasure of seeing your business again. And we've seen this. I mean, it just takes a single Google to see how many businesses have closed, because even hospitals have closed because of a cyber attack. Next slide, please.
Sorry, I was just writing that quick comment in there because it's just been shocking.
Yeah. It's a scary one. It's a scary one.
Yeah, it's scary.
So, so what do I do as a business owner? As a business owner, really, what you need to do to protect your business is it's what I've shared now in the screen. Now, what I've shared here really needs to form the basis. It's not the entire ecosystem of security or of IT security for businesses, but at least when you have this, then you are in a better state than many businesses in South Africa. Now, number one, you must firewall everything. Firewalling controls the traffic that goes in and out of your business. So you need to be in control of that. What comes into your business and what goes out of your business. You need to be in full control of that. Con- Protect even basically your network assets, even your cloud assets. Some people have cloud servers and they think, because we're on the cloud, we are safe. Even those cloud servers need to be firewall, need to be behind a firewall. So invest in proper firewalls. Number two, secure email services. Now, email in South Africa is a huge attack surface. A lot of people are attacked via email. One client of mine, I won't mention their name, always receives an email from Netflix, you know, and what the email says is something went wrong with the payment. They need to just update their payment. If they actually click on that link, what it would do is they would steal banking card details or credit card details, which they can sell in the dark market, and that happens. And I mean, you can buy credit card details from the dark market for $1, $1.
And then spend a lot on this person's credit card. That's
You
scary.
know, that's scary. So number three, so basically, really invest in protecting your emails. Number three, control what your employees see on their browser. It's not being petty. It's not being petty. And an easy test is go to your computer while at work, or even when you are not at work. Try to access a porn site. I don't know how you're gonna find that, but try to find a porn site. If you can access it, then there's something wrong. You need to be able, so your browser need to be able to protect you from that kind of content, because honestly, porn sites have a lot of viruses, have a lot of ransomware embedded in them. And because they know when you are in a porn site, your IQ drops really fast and you can't think straight. So,
Oh, sorry, that's very funny, but yes, okay.
so the hackers know this and
Uh,
they will use it to their advantage. You are not thinking straight, you're going to click on everything that comes up, and eventually you are hacked. And if you're using a business computer, you compromise the whole business. Number three, or number four, monitor everything. Monitor computers, monitor traffic, monitor servers, monitor cloud services. And like I said again, it's not being petty when you do that, even to your employees. It's just being extra careful, because if you happen to lose information, that would mean their jobs are at stake. So be extra careful and protect everyone. The other one is backup everything. Now, when it comes to backup, you need to back up your laptops, servers, routers, firewall configurations need to be backed up. Backup Office 365. Some people say, "Hey, we have we have Office 365. Everything is in the cloud." That needs to be backed up too. I mean, if you read into the terms and conditions of Office 365, they tell you we are not a backup service. You actually need to back up your documents. Should anything happen to these documents, we are not to be held liable. So you need to back up Office 365. And guess what? After you've backed up everything, you need to back up your backup. How does it sound?
Now I
That's,
know why I've got you on my team, because it's just impossible to
you
do
know,
all this.
you need to be able to protect all of these things, and people just don't know, and they think, it just won't happen to me. Now, last line of your defense is your staff. If you have staff working for you, you need to train them into be able to see what an attack looks like, what a phishing attack looks like, what a compromised machine looks like, because it doesn't help for you to have all these systems if your users are not trained, because you're going to have all these systems, and then an email passes through all these systems, and the users click on the link, which compromises the whole system once again. And that really sums up what you need to do to protect your business. But I know that many people, for many people, this can be overwhelming. Next slide, please, Chris. This is overwhelming, and one may ask, where do I begin? This is so much information to grasp in one sitting. What I would like to offer you is this. Number one, I would like to offer you an in detail checklist so that you can look into and see what you have on your own without any third party. But if you think you just don't want to waste time anymore, I do have an assessment that I can offer you. As Afitech, we can offer you 50% off on all our assessments. So this includes email assessment, network assessment, device assessment, cloud assessment, any kind of assessment. If you just contact me, I would be able to give you this brilliant voucher. I would actually, even if you don't contact me or you contact Kristen, she'll be able to pass this voucher on to you. And we can come over to your offices or to your business and do a proper assessment, and give you a report that shows you what you need to work on, what's critical, what can be done in the next 6 months to make sure that your business is protected. And I think that would be beneficial to you. And I hope that this whole um, presentation has been beneficial to you, and you are now in a better state to protect your business. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Innocent. I mean, going back to the voucher and all that, yes, please reach out to either of us. So when I met Innocent and he educated me on cyber attacks and all these fancy words of spoofing and phishing and whatever, all I hadn't heard before, I was totally overwhelmed.
Yeah,
And it distracted from my business. I knew it was not something I would ever master or be good at, and it just felt comfortable and easier to say, let an expert manage it. So since then, Innocent is that firewall, and many things don't reach me, and I'm quite
sure.
happy they don't. And it just has reduced the email volume, and I just know I'm in a
Yeah.
more safer, protected way, because he just picks up things way more than I do. Plus, he's educated me on look out for this, see this, don't
Mm,
click on this, which has been phenomenal. So really, it is money well spent. Plus, he did this assessment for one of our businesses that I am involved in, and they were quite surprised at their report
yeah,
that they received. So some of them, the items they knew about, but I think they didn't realize how vulnerable they were in some areas. So
sure.
again, I think it's money well spent, because I know we all think it doesn't happen to us, but it really does. And it becoming being six in the world, number six is staggering, and being number
Yeah,
one in Africa is even worse. And I think it's definitely on the up and up.
yeah,
Um, and I think it's such a vulnerable breach to have this information. Sometimes it's personal information, sometimes it's other information, just splattered all over the social media. I mean, it's hugely brand damaging. You don't know what's going to come out there.
yeah, yeah. True, True, true. And I just want to mention this, Chris, that many people may think, or the people who are watching may think, oh, this is just geared for big business, you know. And I want to just say to everyone, look, even if you are a one-man show where you just have your laptop and you work on it, that's your business. We are able to assist you. You know, we are able to make sure that you protect your business while it's still even at its infant stage. You know, just as much as you would need an accountant right in the beginning of your business, you also need to make sure that your IT story is just okay right in the beginning.
Mm. So, dear listeners, I'm so sorry we've gone quite a lot over time, but you can see how important this topic really, really is. And I'd really like you to think about what would happen if you lose 10 days of your income. What would that do financially to you, to your brand, to your customers, to your employees? I mean, there's a whole ripple effect there. So, I'd really just like you to take a moment to think about that, and then think about what would it cost to bring in Innocent to stop buffering against some of these. I mean, you'll see it actually just does, it makes sense to do it. So Innocent,
So,
would you mind either putting out or just giving our dear listeners your contact details on where they can contact you if they would be interested in this? I'm going to put it also in the chat box. So I'm
sure.
going to do that. But if you can maybe just share with us.
Our website is www.afritech.co.za. So Afritech is with a Q, Afritech .co.za. My email is also innocent at afritech.co.za. I think you are most likely to reach me if you email me than if you call me.
All right, I'll put that into the Facebook group or on the social medias in a moment. The whole lot that everybody's got it. Who wants to contact you? But thank you so much, Innocent, for your wonderful time. I can see this is, and we all know that this is an absolute passion for you. And thank you
Sure.
for wanting to keep us all cyber safe and educating us and just changing the world by making sure nobody attacks us and harms us.
Thank you
So
so much. It's been a
thank you
pleasure.
very much, dear listeners. And we'll tune in next week, Friday, again, where I'll be talking, and the topic will be a surprise. So we'll all see you then. And thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.